What is up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Having a good Monday start to the week. Started off strong. I know the markets aren't looking amazing, but that's how it is sometimes. So today I wanted to bring you guys a video about bridging assets. What is a bridge? What is the point of a bridge? Why do you need it? Do you need it? And answer some of those questions for you just to make your time in crypto a little bit easier and less confusing during these times where you may have to use infrastructure like this to move your assets around from chain to chain. So let's jump into it. Um, oh, so what is a bridge and why does it even matter? So a bridge is a piece of infrastructure that allows you to move your assets from one chain to another chain. Because these blockchains are siloed in a sense, you can't just send your assets, say, from Ethereum to Solana because the coding is different, the token standards are different, everything is different. They're not connected. It's impossible to do. So because of this, and because people want to be able to move from chain to chain, there was a solution that was invented, and they're called bridges. So basically how they work is you send your assets to a contract on chain A, let's say, and once that message is received by the same provider on chain B that, okay, we received the funds, then they send you the funds on chain B, whatever it is that you're bridging, and the transaction is complete. So there's a lot of bridges out there. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Once we get a little further into the video, I'm going to show you a couple different kinds. So here's just an illustration to kind of explain my point a little bit more. So let's say you're here on Ethereum L1 and you want to move to any of these layer 2s because layer 2s are cheaper to use. There's a lot of ecosystems and dApps and just opportunity on all of these different layer 2s. So how are you able to do that? So you would utilize a bridge. Now, moving between these different chains, between Ethereum and the layer 2s, is relatively simple. Arbitrum, Base, Manta, all of these layer 2s, they have a native bridge that they built when they launched their mainnet that allows you to bridge your assets from Ethereum to their chain. Now, since these chains have been up for some time, there have been other solutions that have been coded that are, faster, easier to use. With these original bridges that were made by the networks themselves, when you deposit your assets, they go onto the layer 2, and then if you want to move them back to layer 1, because of the code that is used to structure some of these different roll-ups, or layer 2s rather, they have to wait a certain period of time to verify that there is no hacking or malicious intent, that all the transactions were correct, and then they release your funds to you on layer 1. So in order to kind of get around all that, that's why there are now third-party services that are available to help you bridge through all these networks. Now, that being said, here with Ethereum, it's quite easy to bridge, from layer 2 to layer 2, whatever the case may be. But let's say you want to bridge to Solana. Matter of fact, let's talk about Cosmos real quick. So with Cosmos uses a technology called IBC, which stands for Inter-Blockchain Communication. And with this technology, this is why I've laid them all over Cosmos like this, because all of these chains can all connect with each other. So Cosmos is basically the layer 0 that sits below it all, and then all the layer 1s that build on Cosmos, they sit on top of it, and they are all able to interact with each other through Cosmos using IBC. So this makes it very easy. Instead of having to use bridges, you could just send, let's say you have assets on Axelar, you can just send them from Axelar right to Osmosis. You can send them from Osmosis right to Neutron. It's very easy to do, and it's, this is the solution that Cosmos kind of brought to the crypto ecosystem in terms of innovation, along with obviously quite a few other things. But IBC, is a excellent technology, and that's why we see a lot of networks popping up on Cosmos, because it's very interoperable and easy to use. So moving on from Cosmos and Ethereum here, now we're on to Solana. So Solana is what's called a monolithic blockchain. So basically, there's no intention to build layer 2s to scale through layer 2 like Ethereum is doing. There's no intention to have app chains or layer 1s built around it like Cosmos is doing, or pair chains, how Polkadot was doing in their old model. Solana is the monolith. Solana is its own thing, and everything that needs to go on can go on right inside layer 1. Now, that makes Solana very attractive to users. The user experience is very smooth. You don't have to worry about jumping from chain to chain and bridging all around and moving everything. All the liquidity for DEXs and whatnot is all on one chain. It's not separated. So the monolithic approach, some people don't like it. They say it's difficult to scale, but I think Solana has done very well so far. Their user experience is great, and this is why, it is where it is. The market has spoken. But that being said, all three of these ecosystems are able to be connected together through the use of third-party bridges. So let's go ahead and I'll show you a couple bridges here now. This is Allbridge Core, which is using the wormhole technology for their bridging. Basically, you can bridge between all of these different chains listed here: Arbitrum, Avalanche, Base, BNB, Ethereum, Optimism Mainnet, Polygon, Solana, and Tron. And so they use, it looks like you can only bridge stable coins as well with Allbridge here. But basically they use Wormhole for this, where you can see, even Wormhole's name is right here, where you can, transfer your assets using Wormhole's cross-chain messaging system from different chains. And, the whole process is very smooth, very quick. That's why Wormhole obviously is at such a high valuation right now, because they are very good at what they do. So seeing this bridge here, let's say you wanted to move, $1,000 from Ethereum to BNB. You're only going to lose about $2 in the process there. Matter of fact, let's do Base. Okay, so depending on the chain you're going to, the amounts are going to be different, obviously, because of the providers, liquidity providers on either side, and so obviously that's going to be an issue that you may run into. With USDC, there's different options that you have here, because there's different solutions. Circle has CCTP, which is cross-chain transfer protocol, which allows you to send USDC from any chain to any other chain, and it's all handled by Circle themselves. And then, of course, there are other services that you can use for that purpose. And as far as fees here, it looks like to move USDC from Ethereum to Solana, you're only going to lose 1 USDC, and the time will be about 18 minutes. And the fee is relatively cheap, actually. So looks pretty solid. It's cool. They have this list here where it shows you the best pairs in terms of sending cash. But this is Allbridge Core. It's a great solution. It's a great bridge. I have not used it before, but I know people that have, and they say the experience is quite smooth. This is Orbiter Finance, which is another bridge that I actually have personally used myself. You can connect with any of these wallets here, and they have their V1 and V2. With the V2, you could send different. Let's say I want to send from Ethereum. I want to send USDC to Arbitrum, and I want USDT. Okay, so you're able to do that with this. So it's basically also like a cross-chain swap, not just a bridge, which is very cool. A lot of these bridges now are offering this as a service. Once one of them starts to do something, all of them basically have to fall in line with that, or they're going to get left behind by the market, of course. So this is a new feature that recently we're seeing more and more with these bridges, and it looks like Orbiter has recently added Solana actually to the list of chains that they support. This was not here last time I had seen. If we look at the list here, it looks like they serve just about all the layer 2s, as well as some other chains here, like I'm not too sure what Proof of Play Apex is, BEVM Mainnet, Zeta Chain, of course, Chroma, I'm not familiar with that, but they have a bunch of chains that they service here, and you can even apply to be a market maker for them as well. So moving on from Orbiter, this is Squid Router. So Squid Router is powered by Squid and Axelar, and you are able to basically bridge assets from any EVM chains, Ethereum, Layer 2s, Avalanche, Optimism, all these different chains to Cosmos. Excuse me. So using a Squid Router here, you can go from EVM chains, Layer 2s, whatever else, right over to Cosmos. The fees are, relatively decent. I've actually used Squid Router quite a bit myself, and I'm a big fan of, their product. It's very quick. It's usually very cheap, and I've never had a problem with it before, not even one time. So big fan of that. So here's Wormhole's website. If you're looking for a different bridge, they have all the different dApps that they service listed here on their website. I'm not too sure. I didn't intend to have that up there. Carrier is another one that Wormhole services. RhinoFi is a bridge that's recently popped up here. I believe they're running an airdrop campaign as well, although that may be over already. But they go ahead and bridge between a bunch of these different networks here, all the layer 2s, Zeta Chain as well here, and then even some other chains here that obviously don't support the token that's currently selected, but if you were using a different token, you would be able to move between those. So if you look in the bottom here, you can see all the chains they support. Looks like quite a bit, about like 24 chains there. So I've actually used RhinoFi before to bridge onto Manta network. Never had a problem with it. It worked very well. And again, it's just another one of these solutions, and they're all it's a race to the bottom in terms of fees and how much they charge, because that's the only way that they can get a lead on their competition. And so now here we are at Hyperlane Nexus. So Hyperlane is a service that you may have heard Kyron speaking about in videos before here. Hyperlane is going to be launching sometime this year, I believe, and their launch is expected to be very large. They're associated with EigenLayer, and I'm quite confident that it's going to be very large. But as you can see, it looks like their bridge here is mainly focused on layer 2s and some Cosmos chains here. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Looks pretty limited, but I just figured I'd throw it up here to show you guys. This is just another one of the solutions. There are a bunch of different bridge solutions out there, so you could basically pick your poison on those. Go through, see what you like, see what has the best fees, see what has the best UX for you, and you're able to utilize these to move your assets from chain to chain for whatever purpose that you may need it to. I hope you guys learned something out of this video. If you have any questions at all, please drop a comment down below. I'll be happy to help you out. And yeah, hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take care then. Bye-bye.